Hello Aquarius and welcome to my channel Tarot by Gabrielle. This is going to be a general reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements looking at what you are dealing with in 2024, your current energy and what you need to know right now, and then what you can expect and need to know moving into 2025. Friendly reminder that these are general readings and they are not here to resonate fully for everyone, and they won't resonate fully for everyone, so do please remember to take what does resonate and helps your personal situation and leave what does not. Last thing is that any information on the extended reading or on booking a personal reading or coaching session with me is in the description box below. All right, Aquarius, we're going to start with looking at overall energy through oracle cards, and then we'll dive into the story a little bit deeper with tarot a little later on in the reading. So we're going to start here looking at the overall energy for what you guys are dealing with in 2024. Your dreams need a practical plan. It's the energy of dreams feeling really out of reach, feeling really impossible. Then you have a time for healing. So obviously this past year was about, diving into some deeper things within. Here's what's interesting, seeing these two cards side by side, is I feel like as you healed, you actually got closer to creating what it is that you desired. But it might have felt like you were actually further away from those things. Because a lot of times when we heal, it can feel like we're taking steps backwards in our life. We can experience loss. Things can feel a little bit chaotic and up in the air. And it doesn't necessarily mean that things are going wrong. It means that we're getting into alignment. So that's kind of what this feels like, a year for realigning maybe with your highest good in some way. Now I do at the same time, because then you have a fiery climax approaches, I do feel like there might be some adjustments that are needing to be made. Whether, I don't know if it's like these adjustments that you're wanting to make or adjustments that you're avoiding making, though. It could be depending on your collective and your situation. I feel like it could be one or the other. But let's see where your current energy is at, Aquarius. Does Aquarius need to know about their current energy? Adjustments are required. Yeah, okay. So there is some sort of an adjustment that you're needing to make. And then you have look at the bigger picture with the answers you need are coming. I get the feeling that you know what needs to change, but you don't know how to go about it. Or like you know what needs to change, but you don't want to be honest about it because you don't want to make the change. Or, I don't know, it could be either. Now this look at the bigger picture card is the universe asking you to step outside of your temporary circumstances and look at the bigger picture. I feel like everything that you've kind of been going through, especially this past year, has been preparing you for something, preparing you for a path, a purpose of some sort, or maybe even like an opportunity that's meant for you. I'm not quite sure. And you might have a hard time understanding that, especially if it was like a challenging year. It can be hard to believe that it was helping you in some way. But I do definitely feel as if, and I said this already, it was like a year of realigning. And a lot of times what alignment can mean is losing or getting further away from what isn't meant for you. But it's helping you kind of align with what is meant for you. So you're being asked to redirect here in some way, or maybe not like completely redirect paths, but definitely to adjust something. I don't know necessarily what that is. I feel like we'll get more information on that when we dive into tarot, but I don't know. Let's just see. What can Aquarius expect moving into 2025? What do you need to release? And then this card's a new start is coming. So it's like this energy of holding on to something that's holding you back. It could be limiting beliefs. It could be anything, right? Then you have it's time to release negativity. So something that's adding more negativity to your life than it is like positive energy here. And it feels like there's something, but it's like once you release yourself from this, it's like this, it almost feels like this like whole like portal opens up for you here. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's holding you back, but it's been holding you back for a while. And maybe this year you've had a lot of issues with it. But yeah, you're being asked to kind of release yourself. And maybe it's just kind of in general, like releasing yourself from things that bring negativity to your life to make room for more positive things. Like it doesn't necessarily need to be one big thing. I feel like it definitely could be, but it's like the new start that you're looking for is on the other side of this release. Oof. But I don't know what this is talking about. And maybe that's what this year was about. Maybe this was you kind of releasing what doesn't serve you and trying to let go of anything that adds negativity to your life. Overall theme of this reading here for Aquarius. This is my my affirmations deck, my I am affirmations deck. And for some reason, when I was intuitively picking decks for this round of readings, I was very drawn to this deck. I haven't used it in forever. Overall theme of this reading for Aquarius. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I know that I can manifest all that my heart desires. I am ready to receive. You are ready to receive. I think that that's what you're struggling with. Is it feels like maybe you've experienced a lot of loss or a lot of struggle and maybe fell back into like old patterns or to selling yourself short or to settling in some way. And it's almost like you're being asked to dream a little bit bigger in this coming year. To believe in your capabilities and what's really possible for you a little bit more. I don't know why I went to go grab that deck. But let's just dive deeper because I'm curious now. What does Aquarius need to know about this 2024 energy? What was Aquarius dealing with here? What do they need to know about it? Yeah, okay. You've been waiting on some sort of new beginning for a while. And it feels like maybe even throughout all of last year, like waiting for things to come together in some way. And this King of Pentacles in reverse can be this energy of focusing a little too much on temporary circumstances. You know, we can get lost in our temporary circumstances. We can start to think that the way that things are the way that they're always going to be. And I feel like something, I don't know necessarily like what happened or what you went through, but it feels like it was just maybe like one struggle after the next here. And it felt like no matter how hard you tried, just feeling like you can't like almost find your place or find where you belong. And I'm not saying it was like a horrible year, that you had a horrible time, but I do feel like you were experiencing a lot of setbacks and challenges that kind of pushed you I keep getting the vibe of old cycles that like pushed you into old cycles in some way. Which is okay. I have learned that in everybody's healing journey, like in every healing journey, in every growth journey, there is a period of time where we go back to places, habits, cycles that we left to remember that like that's not where we're meant to be. And it happens. Like I've watched it happen in my life. I've watched it happen in other people's lives. It happens. We go backwards a little bit. But what happens when you step out of that energy or you break that cycle again, it allows you to catapult forward so much further than you've ever been. And I feel like that's what this energy is all about. So falling back into old cycles, maybe getting tired of waiting for things to change, which I completely understand that. I think that it's natural and normal when you're, doing what you can to make positive change in your life and just feeling like things aren't changing. It's natural and normal to be like, well, then never mind. I'm just going to kind of work with what I've got. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I feel like you're being asked to believe, to think and dream a little bit bigger. Again, almost. Because maybe you tried something and it didn't work out, or you had this relationship and you thought it was going to be the right one for you, but then it didn't pan out. And it feels like you maybe feel that your opportunity for the things that you deserve and desire, that they're behind you, but they're absolutely not, because what is meant for you will never ever pass you. So, and I get why you feel the way you do, but with the Seven of Swords here, this to me is this indication that there's so much you don't know about like why things have happened the way that they have and where you're headed moving forward. And I think that as you allow yourself to step out of like old cycles again, you're going to start to see the purpose of it all. So let's get your current energy here. Current energy for Aquarius, look at the bigger picture. With adjustments are required. Current energy for Aquarius. Nine of Cups in reverse. Okay, so we've got this expectation, these negative expectations of things going wrong, expectations of things never getting better. And I feel like that's kept you stuck in old experiences. It's almost like you're in experiences that you've outgrown. You're dealing with or experiencing things that you've outgrown, but it's been hard for you to believe that there's anything better. There's the Ten of Pentacles with the Moon. It kind of feels like, the things that you desire are hiding from you, right? Like on the other side of this fear here. And tower, maybe just kind of tower after tower, but then look what's hiding behind the tower. Is the sun. It's like the Ten of Pentacles hiding behind the Moon, the sun hiding behind the tower. It's like all of the things that you desire are very much still possible, but I don't know if I don't want to say you've given up on them, because I don't necessarily feel like that's the case, but it feels like you kind of stopped believing that they can happen, which is why you have I am ready to receive here. Because if you move forward, because your expectations are the root of your results, if you move forward believing that you can't have the things that you deserve and desire, you're probably going to create a reality that reflects that back at you. Now, the reason you believe you can't have the things that you deserve and desire is probably because you haven't experienced them. So it makes sense. But I feel like you're being asked to dig deep. Dig deep, deeper than your circumstances, and try to trust that everything has happened for a reason, that the things that you desire are still very possible, like regardless of your age or how far behind you think you are, or whatever the case might be here. Because you have the Sun and you have the Ten of Pentacles in your energy, right? But they're hiding. Hiding behind your fear, hiding behind something you're avoiding. Something you're avoiding, like ending that relationship that you know isn't right for you, or starting a new business, or, you know, putting yourself out there and trying new things. I don't know. Fear of failure. Fear of getting your hope up again. Like, there's so many different things, right, that could be the case here. I just feel like there's so much that's still possible for you, but you're needing to embody that belief again. And maybe it let you down in the past. And so that's why you're like, well, why believe good things can happen if that's what happens? If things like this, if this is how it turns out. Maybe I'm meant for less. Maybe I'm undeserving of these things. Like, I don't necessarily know exactly what it is that you're feeling, but I do definitely feel that. And well, I get that too. Like, I completely understand that perspective. But it's almost like opening yourself up to receive again, like allowing yourself to let go of these things that aren't serving you, to make room in your energy. Because I feel like what happened, it's like you were on this path to better, and then it didn't work out, and then you went back to old. And now, like, you're holding on to these things that aren't serving you, which is actually keeping you from being able to receive the things that do serve you, that would serve you. So what does Aquarius need to know moving forward? Does Aquarius need to know? Oh my God, there it is. Letting go of the familiar. This new year is all about embracing the unknown for you, Aquarius. And it brings about more aligned opportunities. But it's on the other side. I mean, this is my favorite card in tarot. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Because it's all about releasing yourself from the limiting beliefs that keep you stuck in a limited reality. And I feel like you've been dealing with a lot of your limiting beliefs. And you're holding on to things that are familiar, but they're not fulfilling. They're not making you happy. They're adding more negativity than they are positivity or good things to your life. I mean, nothing can sustain our happiness for us, but things should certainly add to our happiness, add to our abundance, more so than take away from it or add to our negativity. And it feels like on the other side of setting yourself free from the familiar is what aligns with you, aligned opportunities. That's what I always feel like the Ace of Cups is all about. Opportunities that align with, like, your heart, your soul, what's really meant for you. Obviously, yes, it's like can be emotional opportunities. It could be love. But I feel like outside of that, it's really talking about, this energy is really talking about stepping out of your comfort zone to embrace the unknown, like letting go of all of these things you've been clinging to that don't make you happy, that don't fulfill you, but that keep you in an energy of familiarity. Because remember, your ego hates the unknown, and it loves what is predictable. It loves what it can control. It loves what it can predict. So when something's familiar, your ego knows exactly what it's going to feel like. It knows how to handle it. It knows how to deal with it. So it prefers those situations because it has control in them. Because your ego's primary goal is survival. So it keeps you from stepping in front of a bus. And sometimes it helps you survive by putting you in places that, in the same situations that it's experienced in the past, because it knows how to survive them. Your ego's important, but it shouldn't make decisions for you, right? So when you step out of the unknown, it requires you to let go of what feels familiar, but what you know in your soul, like, isn't right for you. And it feels like on the other side of that, there are a lot of doors that start to open from that place. And And that's when you start to say, okay, I'm ready to receive. Because there's this, it was floating around the internet for a while, this post that was like, it's interesting, or it's funny how when you finally decide that you're deserving of better, that the universe starts to move mountains to make it happen. And it's true. When you finally make the decision to say, like, I'm done settling, or I'm done selling myself short, or I'm done making myself small, or I'm done settling for less, whatever the case is, you go, the universe goes, finally. And when you start to take action to decide that you're worthy and deserving of more, the universe starts to show up to make it happen. And I feel like that's what this year is all about for you. Even if it didn't play out the way that you had hoped in the past. Just because it didn't work out then doesn't mean it's not working out. So I feel like it's an exciting year, exciting energy here. But it's also very dependent. The opportunities that are available for you is going to be very dependent on your willingness to open yourself up to more. Okay, Aquarius, thank you so much as always for your support of my channel. I obviously hope that this reading helped and resonated with you in a way that you were needing today. And we're going to hop on over to the extended, where we're looking at what you can do right now to move forward in alignment with your higher self. So looking at some more tangible advice. This is what you need to know. Extended is what you can do. Any information for that is in the description box below. Thank you guys again, and I wish you nothing but love and healing and all of the wonderful things that you deserve and desire on your journey moving forward. All right, bye, Aquarius.